Where the old fish market once stood, by Andy Green. There was the Barley Mow pub in the corner, with its black and white timbered facade, dating back to the reign of the Tudors, but like a patriarch still standing guard, over all of the buildings and shop fronts, and the fish market's canopied roof, where the ghosts of old Warrington gathered to look back on their town centre roots. There was Bottler, the lord of the manor, and Beament, its very first mayor, Kendrick and Priestley the scholars, and the printer William Ayres. But as well as the Warrington worthies were people like old Charlie Lee, who scratched a poem a day on his chalkboard while selling oysters direct from the sea. Hello and welcome to the Culture Show with me, Andy Green. Now I've got a picture in my hand tonight, well, a postcard really, by tonight's guest. It's a postcard that's advertising an exhibition that was taking place at Warrington Museum and Art Gallery, entitled Warrington, The Story and the Fable by Frances Broomfield.
Good evening, Andy.
Thanks for coming along. Now, we're here tonight to talk about, we're going to start by talking about this exhibition, Frances, 30 years ago.
30 years ago, yeah.
Subtitled, An Exhibition of Paintings Featuring Some Warrington Characters, Past and Present. This card is advertising a private view that took place on the 1st of November 1989. And I think the exhibition ran thereafter for how long?
I think it was just a month.
And what was the exhibition about? It was obviously celebrating, well, judging by the subtitle, characters of Warrington.
Living memory is what takes stories into the future, passed on from person to person, word of mouth. And I think it would be a shame if these people were forgotten. That's why sort of things like the Warrington Guardian, local radio, and the museum are very important. Otherwise, people would forget the characters.
That helps shape the town.
Yes, exactly. And especially now when things are being developed, like the new market. One of my paintings was Charlie Lee, who used to sell oysters.
The oyster seller,
Yeah, it would be a shame if people like that were forgotten in all the new things that are being built. Because, as you say, these are people who did shape the town, the character of the town.
And thanks to your paintings from that exhibition 30 years ago, people will remember them.
Yeah.
The likes of Wally Bounds, who you painted, was alive and you could probably talk to Wally.
Oh, yeah.
But people like Jackie Fish, who you also painted, to get a feel or a bit to understand his character, you actually spoke to some relatives, didn't you?
Yes, I spoke first to an old rugby player called Bill Rankin, and he knew through his father tales of Jackie Fish, and he told me he never played with Jackie himself, but he remembered him. And he told me all about him.
But Jackie Fish himself, he was active in 1898. He made his debut.
Well, when he first signed up with Warrington,
Yeah, and I think he was the leading try scorer there for 7 seasons.
As I say, on the Halliwell Jones Stadium, there's a gate called Jack Fish Gate, and they have his head with a fish behind it, and that fish is meant to be a place. Because the slogan was, we've got a fish to place a try. Place as in fish.
Play on words.
Yeah.
Apparently he was that popular at the time. The fans who used to go watching used to wear little badges on the lapels shaped like a fish.
Yeah.
I think it might still be a record, this. The only Warrington player to score 200 tries and 200 goals. So this is Bill Rankin talking about the great Jackie Fish.
Yeah.
When Jackie Fish played, he had a 3/4 line. Warrington did then. He used to spell his name. Fish, Isherwood, Smith and Harris. He used to spell his name. Everywhere we used to go, the first words as we used to get out of the charabanc, they used to say, is Jackie Fish still living? And they used to say, the way they used to talk, and they used to say, he's the finest man that ever put a pair of rugby boots on. You know, and then they used to tell you all, you know, how good he was. Everywhere we used to go, they all had good ones. Like Huddersfield had special good ones. And they heard them talk about them, but they used to say they were non-light fish, non-light Jackie fish, you know, we used to say.
Right, that's Jackie fish.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good one, that is, yeah, it's a good likeness. When Jackie Fish trained us that year, you know, one of them had a will of his own kind of thing, but he was a belting bloke. He was a rum fella, tell the truth, Jackie was a belting bloke, though.
A rum fella and a Warrington legend there, yeah. That was...
Horses he loved, and laughter, and the sun, a song, wide spaces, and the open air. The love of all dumb living things he won. God's gifts he knew, and knowing loved to share.
The cricketer, George Duckworth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Warringtonian. I think he became a journalist after being a cricketer, didn't he?
He did, yes.
Played first-class cricket for Lancashire, 504 games, nearly 5,000 runs, played for England as well. Born 1901, died in 1966. That was someone else you painted.
That's right,
Yeah.
yes. I interviewed his sister, Annie Bolton. She told me all about her brother, George Duckworth, and we got this little recording.
Oh, I should say cricket was his first love. Farming, a second love. No, rugby league next, yes. Cricket, rugby league, and then I should say journalism too. I remember when he died, and I remember the rector saying that he was an ambassador to Warrington, and he was, and I thought, well, that summed it up altogether. Oh, yes, he definitely put Warrington on the map.
There you go, and I must, to my shame, I didn't know who George Duckworth was, but this is what, you know, your living memory project's all about, isn't it?
Don't ever go where the cock don't crow. Don't ever go where the cock don't crow, where the bullfrog sings in the pale moon glow. Don't ever say I never told you so. Don't ever go where the cock don't crow. Don't ever go where the cock don't crow. Don't ever go where the cock don't crow. Don't ever say I never told you so. Don't ever go where the cock don't crow.
You were saying that you got a lot of your inspiration from the Warrington Guardian.
That's right, yes, I did, yeah.
And it wasn't just people you painted, was it?
I painted Sherry, the oldest dog in Warrington.
Yeah.
Well, she lived in Culcheth, actually, but she was a Jack Russell. She was 23 when I met her and 24 when she died. So she wanted, her owner, Mrs. Ada Yates, wanted her to go into the Guinness Book of Pet Records. So I painted the dog dreaming, sort of with a sign above her saying Guinness Book of Pet Records.
And did she get in there? Or?
I don't know. The oldest one at the time, the oldest Jack Russell was 21 and she was 24, you know, when she died.
Oh, right, so she should have
done, yeah. It's just about Sherry. I just wanted to ask you to say a few words about her.
And the pleasure I've had out of that dog's been marvellous.
Did you do anything special for her birthday?
No, only just you got a bit extra good food kind of thing. Well, she couldn't have it much better than what she's had all her life here. But she's a marvel. She has, really.
I think it's quite an iconic picture, this, because I've seen it on a number of occasions. This is actually in Warrington Art Gallery now, isn't it?
It is, yes. You can see it there now.
And it's one you painted specifically for the exhibition?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And it's called George Formby Speed Ace.
Yeah. It's kind of loosely based on his film No Limits in 1936. I wanted to put things about George into the picture, like his dog, Willie Waterbucket. George was quite fond of dogs. I've always felt a kind of connection with him.
With hasty step repair to David's city seen on earth, with our blessed infant there, with our blessed infant there, with our blessed infant there. Sing, sing, all earth, sing, sing, all earth's eternal praises. Sing to our Redeemer, and our heavenly King. Laid in a manger view the child, humility divine, sweet innocent and meek and mild, grace in his features shine, grace in his features shine, grace in his features shine. Sing, sing, all earth, sing, sing, all earth's
I actually painted Stephen Hough for my 1989 exhibition as well, pianist.
Yeah, the composer, yeah. From
yes.
Fellwall, of course, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I actually went to see him play at the Parr Hall, which was brilliant. I think that was probably 88 or 89, I'm not sure.
You actually painted him for the exhibition as well?
I did, yes.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's a double whammy with this one, isn't it?
Oh, yes. When I painted the Cheshire Cat in 1989...
As part of the exhibition?
It kind of just went on from there. I kept thinking, oh, well, I'd quite like to paint Tweedledum and Tweedledee, or The Mad Tea Party, and I just carried on. I do love the two Alice books. I'll never get to the end of them, I don't think, with subjects for them, yeah.
Wally Bounds.
Oh, yeah.
The great Wally Bounds.
Great Wally Bounds, yeah.
Or Warrington Wally Bounds.
He was a real Warringtonian, and he could, do anything for anyone. Raised a lot of money for charity over the years.
Yeah.
But I first met Wally reenacting the Battle of Buttermilk Bridge.
Yeah.
Well, it was
the home guard.
There's a bit of confusion between whether it was Buttermilk or Busey Bridge. I think there's sort of... But this one, I think it was Buttermilk Bridge, but it was at Busey Bridge.
Yeah.
And he invited me to come along to meet him. And there were people everywhere. There was the headmaster of Busey School and lots of children. There was the colonel of Burton Wood
RAF.
the American colonel. He was war veterans, and it was just chaos. And then I saw it was obviously Wally because he was in the middle of everything. I did a painting of him for the 1989 exhibition. I painted him as the Mad Hatter. So he used to go in the Mad Hatter pub, so it sort of fitted him. And I did the picture in the foreground with the boy and girl of the year for Busey School. And in the background was the tree that he always used to talk about. It was in the Home Guard. There was a man who dressed up as a tree and had problems with dogs confusing him with a real tree and things like that. And scenes from Wally's stories in the background.
Do you know? That was Wally. Well,
oh, yeah.
Wonderful. Somebody else you spoke to during the preparation for the exhibition was the swimmer, Sunny Lowry, Ethel
right.
Anderson. I don't know. Yeah. Probably know mostly as Sunny Anderson, isn't she?
Yes,
Warrington.
yes.
Well, now, she was the first English lady to swim the English Channel?
First woman from the northwest to swim the Channel, but the 8th woman to complete the Channel swim.
Okay, and obviously quite an achievement.
Oh, yes.
I think she was she a second cousin of L.S. Lowry as well?
Yes, that's right, yes.
Yeah, and I think I remember, I used to be a member, was it Warrington Warriors Swimming Club? That's I learned to swim.
Oh, yes, she did teach swimming, and also she was a pioneer of, she called it aquatic ballet, which was actually like synchronised swimming. She was a pioneer of that. She had her own troupe.
Was it connected to some perm lotion or something?
Yes, it was, yes. They used to promote Eugene Perm Solution.
Okay. This is Sunny Anderson talking about the time she swam the English Channel.
I came back to Boulogne and there was a telegram there from my father to say, have another go, don't come home, have another go. And I went into training again, and on the 28th of August I had my third attempt, starting off from Cap Grenay at 6:17 at night time, swam all through the night and landed at St Margaret's Bay at 10:15 I think it was. Anyway, I managed the Channel in 15 hours 41 minutes, and it was because of my determination, my father backing me up, that I thought I would do it, and it was to his pride and joy. Unfortunately, in that December he died, but I had managed to do the Channel. Now with doing the Channel, I became known as Sunny Lowry then, not Ethel like I used to be known, and I got the Eugene people, the Perm people got in touch with me, and I formed the Eugene Mermaids.